1969 when Mario won the Indy 500. This was the color of the car.
Ah.
And because, you know, everybody's superstitious,
Yep.
from that day forward, we never changed the color of the car.
Where are they?
They're hidden in the fenders. So we wanted to add...
Scorpions looked real nice on this.
Exactly.
Hey, what's up, guys? You're back here with your girl Candy on another episode of AMD Garage, and today we're bringing you into Granatelli Motorsports to check out Project S-Fox. So let's go inside and see if we can find JR and see what we get into today. Let's go.
Great, how are you?
This is cool. I haven't been out here before, so I'm really excited to learn a little bit about your brand and what's going on.
Yeah, we're pretty proud of it. You know, we've been in this location for about 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, before that, we were just up the street. We started out with a 60,000-foot building. Just kind of wanted to change the campus idea, so now we're in 45,000 feet, but it consists of 4 buildings. We basically own the cul-de-sac, and this way we have a quiet room, clean room, sales force, and then just, you know, dry inventory.
Yeah, and that
works
way
out great.
It's great and organized, and everything can, you know, do its job. Each building does its job, just like every car does its job.
We hope so.
That's cool. And you got lots of history on the wall as well.
Yeah, so, you know, we come from a long racing family. You know, we say the company's been around for 80 years. Kind of started out in like 1939. You know, my father started a company called Grancor. Grancor stood for Granatelli Corporation.
Okay.
And then that kind of turned into STP. So my father started STP.
Oh, wow.
Racing. We gave Mario Andretti his only win at the Indy 500.
No way.
Then I got into IndyCar racing. Then I got into team owning. And that kind of petered out. And then in 2000, Ford came to us and said, hey, we want to go drag racing. Can you develop an engine for us?
Really?
Based on our history with Cosworth and Ford and IndyCar.
Yeah.
My kind of background is valve train engineering.
Yeah.
So I created a valve train, which ultimately became the Coyote, ironically enough.
Wow.
And along the way, we started racing. I was lucky enough to pick up Summit Racing as my primary sponsor in 2000.
Yeah, that's a blessing.
And and
it's a household brand these days.
We won the championship that year. We broke records, and you know, I did it all really for my father because you know, my dad was a big-time racing guy, and I just wanted to be the same. Speaking of my father, this is kind of a little homage to my dad,
Okay.
right? So this is something that I made together. You know, like I said, my dad's been around for a long time. This essentially shows we set over 400 land speed records at Bonneville.
Wow.
When STP got purchased by Studebaker, my father and my uncle became the chairman of the board of Studebaker, ironically enough. So not when they went out of business.
No.
But before that, we were running STP, Studebaker, McCulloch chainsaws, had a, you know,
What a history.
Playtex, Scotty toilet paper, Skippy peanut butter. It was a pretty big company.
Yeah, those are all household brands.
and then we kind of branched out STP, and they kind of sponsored us in IndyCar again. But essentially, my history kind of starts around really 1985.
Okay.
And then I ran Paxton Superchargers while I was running IndyCar. 2000, did the drag racing.
Yeah.
That turned into Hellcat development.
So you went Coyote to Hellcat?
Well, I'm a hired gun, right?
You did it all.
Ford wanted us to help them with valve train. We did Buick valve train in the IndyCar days. And then I ended up working on the Hellcat program as well.
Wow.
Which, ironically enough, in 2012, I was crushed by debuting the new drag pack.
Is that what happened with the injury?
That's what happened with the injury. April 2012, we were debuting the drag pack, but back then it was a Challenger with a Viper engine, and the transporter collapsed on me.
The transporter.
Yes,
Not
I
even,
never did in. How glorious! I had a racing accident. I wasn't even on the track. I was in the pits. So the transporter came on top of me. And that turned into basically an 18-month stint of recuperation.
Yeah,
9 days of coma, and then.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that happened in Vegas. My wife had to petition the mayor to let me out because I was in a teaching hospital.
Oh my goodness.
And they're like,
no,
we're
not a teaching hospital.
We're not giving you. It's like Grey's Anatomy, right? They wouldn't give me up. So anyway, that's kind of a little bit of our background. Granatelli Motorsports, I started this company in 2000, but at the same time we started doing the racing with Summit Racing and Ford.
Okay.
And
So that's 26 years ago now.
Yeah,
That's
it's been just yesterday.
I
Seems
know.
like-
I feel like it blinks. It was
Right.
2020, and now we're already 6 years ahead of that.
and that's really a glossary
Yeah, of course.
example of what we've done. I mean, there's so much more heritage, obviously. We could talk about that, forever.
No, for sure. But I mean, the STP thing's very, very cool.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, it's right there on the wall.
Yeah.
So what else we got going on in
So
here?
okay, so I can show you these engines. These are kind of
Yeah,
some cool
those are
projects
really
that
cool.
we did. We call this the Average Joe 5.0. Both these engines were actually built for Summit Racing as giveaways.
Oh.
So this is the Average Joe 5.0, and essentially what you're looking at is
Average
if you were restoring a Fox body Mustang and you could do anything, what would it be? But it has to be within reason. So in
Right.
other words, I'm not putting a big block in it. I'm putting something. So this is what you're looking at is a factory 2-bolt main Ford engine,
Okay.
and then Summit Racing turbo, Granatelli built headers, Summit Racing front belt drive, Trick Flow, which is owned by Summit. This is their box ram manifold.
I did not know Summit owned Trick Flows.
Oh, yeah.
I just learned that.
So what you're looking at effectively is we ended up making a 331-inch motor, and we decided we were going to limit it to 10 pounds of boost or 700 horsepower because it's a 2-bolt main.
Got you.
That was kind of the way we did it, and it ultimately made 652 horsepower at 8 pounds of boost, and we thought that was a good place to
That's
stop.
a sweet spot.
We were watching the valve train again. We could hear it on the dyno. We know from past experience you can push them to 720,
Yep.
but
But it was, like you said, push.
yeah,
This
I
is
don't.
comfortable.
Not with a 2-bolt main, yeah. So that's kind of what you're looking at here. This is a
Cool.
beautiful engine. It'll drop right into a Fox body, so it kind of looks big right here.
Yeah.
But the reality of it is that this absolutely fits perfectly
So I was
within
gonna say it's very narrow on this
yeah,
side.
within the strut towers.
Cool. Very
So,
cool.
And like
The
I
average
said,
Joe, he said.
Average Joe 5.0. The next step up is what we call the Fuego. The Fuego's a little more aggressive.
AKA fire in Spanish.
Correct. And what the Fuego is, again, this actually will fit into a Fox body frame, but now you're looking at effectively no budget. Now you're looking at a dart block,
Got you.
4-bolt main.
Got
It's
you.
still an 8.2 deck, which is the secret. A lot of guys don't understand that on a small block Ford, you have 8.2 deck, 9.2 deck, 9.5.
Okay.
Deck is the distance between the crankshaft and the cylinder head, where the cylinder head meets the block.
Okay.
Don't want to get too technical, but
No,
what happens is when you put a 351, traditional 351 in the car, a Windsor motor,
Yep.
the block is wider. It's 1 inch wider on both sides, which means it's really 2 inches wider in the car.
Good
Then
to
when
know.
when you add headers, it gets even bigger, and so there you can wedge a Windsor motor into a Fox body. You're adding extra weight.
Right.
There's a lot of
Yeah,
drawbacks
and then once
to
again,
it.
you have those strut towers to worry about and your clearance
Exactly.
issues, etc.
So what this is this is an 8.2 deck, but because it's a dart block, it allows us to go all the way up to 365 inches. So now you get a big engine, big inch, small deck motor.
Yeah.
Now we went to a bigger turbo, and now we're using,
It is quick.
we call it a smashed-in heat exchanger. So this is actually the water-to-air intercooler.
Oh, wow.
And now you're looking at a little more power. You're looking at 1,008 horsepower on pump gas.
On pump gas.
On race gas, it made 1,200. So this is what you're looking at is the average Joe 5.0 would be, let's say, a $6,000 package,
Yeah.
everything. This is 42,000.
Yeah.
So it's a little more
it's
Jessel
drastic.
valve train. This
course.
is the best of the best.
Yes, but this
It's
is
a
the
lot-
guy that wants the best of the best.
We built
Down to the ARP 12 points.
ARP's yeah, we're brand ambassador for ARP. We love ARP, and yes, every engine that we do always leaves with ARP.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
very cool. American-made product.
We love them.
Awesome.
So that's kind of our lobby.
Yeah, no,
You know?
that's a great SERP setup too.
Let me take you to the back, and I can show you some more
Let's
stuff.
do it.
As we'll go this way, this is kind of like different racing suits from different eras. So this is my kid racing. This is Joey. He's actually taking the company over. This is our current racing suit. My son and I share the same suit.
Okay, so you guys are still active on the track then?
We're still active. We're now running what I call Junior Pro Mod.
Okay.
Some people call it a comp eliminator. It's essentially a brand new RJ chassis. It makes roughly 3,000 horsepower, and the
Just a
car
couple
will run
horses.
580s at like 240 miles an hour. So it's faster than most of the guys out there, not fast enough to qualify for Pro Mod.
Okay.
But
I
from a
see.
comp eliminator, it's the perfect package.
Got you.
Right,
Which is
that's kind of the
JR Pro
baby
Mod.
there. And then Vincenzo, who's now a lawyer, but we had him racing at 8, and so
I was
this
going
is kind
to
of
say as a child.
yeah. So this is kind of this is me, my son, and my little son, who's now 6'3", a football player,
Okay, got
and,
you.
and a lawyer. So,
Got you. Football player and a lawyer.
well, he went to Arizona State. He was a Division I, champion.
Yeah, Cardinal
But
Stadium.
he ended up going to the Steelers, and then he realized that wasn't for him, so he decided to be a lawyer. I'll take
Hey,
it.
I mean,
I'll take it.
those are both great careers.
Yeah.
What have we got going on over here?
So this is like our photo. This is kind of like our lab for like doing quick videos and a lot of
Okay.
our TikToking stuff.
Very neat.
What we're looking at here is our intake manifolds.
Oh, you got intake manifolds now.
Yeah. So
Oh, we're
this is kind of
stepping it
something new
up.
for us. We wanted to show our billet and our CNC
Right.
abilities. So what you're looking at here is we'll start from the middle and go out. This is our brand new Hemi manifold. So this would fit any. What will this fit? This fits a 5.7, 6.2, and a 6.4.
Got you.
So a 5.7 and a 6.4 are the same bolt pattern. A 6.2, Chrysler decided to make it a little more difficult, so they moved the ports out a little bit.
Why would they do such a thing?
But our runners are removable, so we just give you a different set of runners, which allows it to fit the different bolt pattern.
Very cool.
The next step up would be our new LS manifold, and this LS manifold will accept up to 120 millimeter throttle body. Factory is 95.
Okay.
What Granatelli sells the most of is 105s.
105s?
So that's our big mover.
So that's like that sweet mark again?
105 will support roughly 900 horsepower.
Yep.
So for naturally aspirated,
Yeah, that's a great,
that's
a great
the way
number.
to go. Right.
Yes.
If you want to run a turbocharger or supercharger, like a centrifugal,
Right.
then you can force a ton of air. It's
Gotcha.
kind of a rule of thumb that you can pressurize 50% more air than you can suck through it.
Oh, okay.
So if this was let's say we had a Whipple,
Yeah.
where the supercharger is after the throttle body, then you'd want a big throttle body. So we designed this with 120, so you have the best of both worlds.
Very awesome. I love the rails. The rails are super cool. And
Yeah.
then, of course, the pattern on the top.
Right, so we take a lot of pride in the fact that we call this a one-step. When this manifold is being machined, the upper plenum is machined continuous duty, so you'll never see a mark. The
Right.
marks is perfect back and forth. All of our
Just like
manifolds represent that. This is essentially as machined. It hasn't even been cleaned. That's the way it comes right off the machine. All you do is you wipe off the cutting oil, and essentially you're there. That's you go.
And Bob's your uncle.
You got it. You make comments about the rail. The rails actually are included in the kit. So every manifold
really?
we
so you get a
sell
manifold with rails.
with rail and a crossover line in the back. All you have to do is add injectors. We can't give you injectors
Well, of
because
course
that
not.
would depend on your horsepower requirement.
Exactly.
Another great feature is that the upper plenum is divorced. So if you want to go in there and you want to change the port angle, you can do that. You're not married to what you see. You have the ability of going in there and doing extra machine work.
Cool.
Last thing is that what's cool about our manifold is that the runners bolt in they bolt from the outside in instead of inside out, which means that we can change the runner length. The ultimate runner
Yeah.
for a natural aspirated engine is 6 inches.
Okay.
So we have the ability of making this runner 6 inches. What you're looking at here is 4 inches, and then there's 2 inches inside the manifold, also called a plenum. If you're going to go forced induction, then what we would do is we make this manifold a little bit wider, and then we stand the rail up, or the log or the runner.
Yeah, the runner itself.
So it's got all those are synonymous with each other. You can call it a rail, you can call it a runner, but ultimately in the end, by making the manifold wider, you end up over here.
Yeah, this puppy. Like, what are we looking at?
So now what
here?
we're looking at a much wider manifold, which gets the runner shorter but also taller. So we change the port velocity.
Got you.
Then we offer this with a 340 millimeter monoblade throttle body.
Okay.
Which is the
And that's
same
what-
throttle body that's used on a Pro Stock. That's why we designed it. So this manifold, it will never go on a Pro Stock car. But
Right.
we wanted to use that a throttle body that was readily available.
Right.
So this will take a single monoblade throttle body off of an NHRA legal application. The problem with that is you have no drivability.
Right.
So if you want to have a really cool street car, you need a little something better. So what we did here is we made this. This allows you to run twin Granatelli 105s.
Cool.
And then we run them. In the old days, carburetors had what's called progressive linkage.
Yeah.
Or kind of like a 4-barrel.
That's my language.
All right. What's cool about this is when the blade opens, we can open one blade only.
Oh.
So when you're at idle, both blades are essentially controlled air bleed, almost closed. As you accelerate, only one blade will open. Then, as you get about 30% throttle angle, the second blade starts to catch up. By 60% throttle angle, both blades are equal.
Right.
And then from 60 to 100, or really 95 because nothing goes 100, but from 60 to wide open, then both blades will open simultaneously all the way. This manifold is capable of supporting infinitesimal horsepower.
Incredible. You've literally taken the old school technology and put it in something new.
That's what we do here.
Really cool product. Amazing finish. It looks absolutely, you know. When is this going to be available?
So the manifolds are actually available now. We're already shipping what we call Godzilla, not to be confused with Ford.
Oh, okay.
We made the manifold. We called it Godzilla. We probably have to come up with something better than that. But right now, we're actually shipping LS manifolds now. And then I should mention that these will also fit an LT application.
They will.
Right.
And I know a lot of you guys want the LT application stuff.
The LT's new. A lot of guys, what they do, they go to an LT application because the box is a lot more durable. And they want to eliminate what's called DI, the direct injection pump. So then this allows you to go back to run a conventional injector in the runner. And if you're going to run big power and we want perfect drivability, what's cool about this manifold is we give you dual injectors. So now you have the ability of running a single set of injectors down low. And then again, when the throttle blade is halfway open or when you start to get serious boost, it'll turn a second set of injectors on. That's up to you, though. We don't supply the controller.
Yeah, but hey, at least you have the option there for the consumer.
Right, so now you have an 8-cylinder with 16 injectors.
Just in case you wanted a little extra fuel economy.
The next step up from this, which we're not showing, would be dual rails. And the benefit of a dual rail is now it allows you to run dual fuel. So now you can cruise around on 91 octane or whatever your pump gas is.
And then switch.
And then it goes right to racing gas or it'll go to E85.
So you could have E and you could have your regular.
Correct.
That's really neat. And then that's a feature that's only available on this.
It's only available on anything that runs twin injectors.
Got you.
And this manifold will be released probably before this video hits, but
we'll see about that.
We're going pretty fast. We're literally going to have this out by, we'll say, April 1st.
Okay, awesome. I got a home for you.
All right.
I'd love to see it on an engine and functioning.
Let's do it.
All right, cool.
It might show up on something you see coming up.
Oh, okay. What do we got going on back here?
All right, let's do a quick shop tour now.
Yeah, you got packaging here.
So this is finished goods. So what happens is everything's manufactured in a different building.
Okay.
It comes into this building, and this building is finished goods. So everything over here is essentially done.
Right, ready to go.
We have a huge white label program. So that means that we do a lot of private branding.
Very cool.
And depending on who the brand is, this is where it will be labeled or converted over. So it could leave today for brand X, and tomorrow it would leave at brand Y.
But it's still available at Granatelli.
It's always available at Granatelli, and it would just be a color change and a label change.
Right.
But the internals are, obviously the same.
Yeah, of course, it's the same
Let's
product.
go. I would be remiss if I didn't mention this because this is my favorite thing in the building.
Okay.
So essentially, this is an honor that we were bestowed by SEMA. And it's basically, they all started in the garage. These are all the pioneers of the automotive aftermarket. So when you read the names.
I see some names up here I recognize.
Well, everybody who's anybody's here. You got Joe Hurudka, who started Mr. Gasket, Little John Butera, who was really the brains behind working with Chip Foose and Boyd Coddington. He's kind of the inventor. This guy invented so many different things, but he was just never wanted to own his own business. Always just a great inventor.
The creative and the invention
Ed Pink Engines. Ed Iskandarian, great friend of ours, just passed away yesterday. It's too bad about that. Mickey Thompson. But my pride and joy is Andy, my uncle, and then myself, Joe. So SEMA recognized us, or me anyway, as being a pioneer and somebody who basically started in the garage. And
this is a great piece of art.
One of our commercials is that we started this business on a shoestring and a dime, and that's essentially true. We started this with no money. Don't feel bad for me. I come from a racing family. Of
course.
But I started this company literally in my garage.
But you're on the wall here with names like Hawley, Edelbrock, these pioneers in racing.
I just take pride. I take pride in that.
Of course, I would too. That's a beautiful piece of art.
Thank you very much.
And once again, more fulfillment.
And then now you're looking at more fulfillment. So what you're looking at over here, this is a little more aggressive. So if it gets bigger or heavier, then it's in this department.
I'm looking at a Uline purchase order.
Right. Uline is very good to us.
Yeah, I bet they are.
We do great with Uline. And they're
are.
just around the corner. So
You got machines, you got cars in here.
So in terms of cars, you know, we are not normally in the business of building really cool cars like this for other people.
Okay.
Most of what we do, we kind of do it in-house for ourselves. We're kind of into our own little thing. Quick side story, my friend is a professional photographer.
Okay.
But he doesn't charge for the pictures because he says if I charge you, then you have the ability to critique it. If I give it to you for free, you got to take it.
He knows you well.
So that's kind of what we do here.
Okay.
This car is being built for a great friend of mine who was a past employee.
Okay.
He said, "Can you build it?" And I said, "Yes, for you, I will do it."
Okay, what are we looking at?
A 1959 Willys.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we worked with Scott's Hot Rods. Justin over there was really nice to us. Set us up with some nice A-arms.
Yeah, it's got a gorgeous frame on it.
Rear 4-link. The frame, we built the frame, so it's a hybrid of the Willys frame.
Okay.
We boxed the whole frame in all the way around. It used to be hollow here.
Right.
All that you see is boxed in. We did all that. Obviously, Justin, we use the Scott's Hot Rod cross member.
Right.
And then everything behind the engine is all Granatelli.
Cool.
We decided to go with something compact.
Yeah,
I wanted
what
to put
are
a
we
big
looking
LS.
at here?
I wanted a big LS motor.
I don't know what this engine is.
Okay, so this vehicle, when it's done, is going to weigh roughly 2,100 pounds.
Oh, so nothing.
Had I put a big
Yeah.
engine, big torque, it would have probably twisted it. And we just wanted
Even with the box frame.
the frame will take it, but we
Little
wanted like a grocery grader. We're not going here to brick the tires loose.
Right.
So we settled for a 2.3 EcoBoost that from the factory makes 320 horsepower. We got up to 400. So the reality of it is you're going to have the same power as you would with like a conventional LS3, but the torque will be much more gradual.
Gotcha.
So we end up with a really nice package. It fits in the vehicle. From the factory, this had a 6-cylinder anyway.
Yep.
So that's kind of the benefit of that.
The factory 6-cylinder is one thing, but you're kind of replacing weight with weight.
Right.
You're staying on point.
We hope to have this done in about a month.
In a month, and
Well,
all we're looking at is a chassis. I don't even see a body around.
Well, the
here.
body's at the body shop.
Okay,
That's one of the few things that we don't do here.
That's messy.
we own the body shop, but the body shop is about 40 miles from here.
Okay.
So we've kind of had the body on and off 2 or 3 times.
So you know where everything's fitting.
Yeah,
and
there's
what
no
the clearance
surprises
is.
here. This is
Yeah, this isn't your first day.
No, it's gonna drop right on. Only thing we're missing right now is because it's turbocharged. Once the body's on, then we will finally build the radiator and the intercooler, which that's the only thing we haven't done yet.
Okay, sounds good. And then you've got some really cool brakes, coilovers, and a rear end in here.
So the rear end came from Justin at Scott's Hot Rods.
Okay,
It's a 9-inch.
Scott's really helped you out on this
They
one.
hooked us up. This is a fuel cell.
Yep.
And
that's you said?
That's our fuel cell. Yes.
I didn't even know. You have cells as well?
No, we built it.
Oh, you built it for this build.
It,
Okay,
yeah, and then
gotcha.
And then we got the hat. It's called a fuel hat. Just came from Rhodes. It just drops in. That's the production part.
Cool.
We actually make something similar to that in a private brand basis that we don't sell under Granatelli.
Right.
But this customer has done work for this company, so they were nice enough to help supply the hard parts, and then we just made the fuel tank.
Very cool. Very nice hard lines all the way down the frame as well.
Yeah, we
Those
take
are
pride
gorgeous.
in that. Even those
That's
lines.
your fuel too.
Those lines are just mock-ups for now. That'll all be hard lined. But
Yeah.
right now, to get the engine, we already started
Right.
the engine.
That is a gorgeous
So
hard
just
line for
to
fuel.
get the thing to run, we had to make sure that it was. So that was our mock-up for that.
Yeah, no, it looks great. And
Okay.
then, I don't know what's happening behind me, but I don't think it's a little bit of horsepower like what we have beside us here.
Now we're a little more aggressive. So
A little more.
this is what we call Project S-Fox. And
Okay.
S-Fox has been about 3 years in the making. If anybody knows kind of my background when I owned and worked at Paxton, was all about drag racing Ford Mustangs.
Oh, okay.
So although we did about 100 supercharger kits a month for the Camaro, we did 1,000 for the Mustang.
I believe it.
So even though I was racing for Chevrolet, I quickly had to end up making a deal with Ford to start racing with Ford, and which is probably what opened the door for the 2000 project.
Yeah, for sure.
But
And
I don't know if I'm the one that said it, but a lot of people have said it. I think it's becoming pretty standard that the Fox body Mustang is kind of like the '69 Camaro of yesteryear.
You know what? I've been saying that recently as well. The Foxes are hot again.
Correct.
They've always been hot, but now they're on fire.
So, and we are going to build the ultimate Fox.
Okay.
This
I'm
is
excited
it.
because, you know,
So
to me, the '69 Camaro is the Honda Civic of muscle cars, as much as you guys aren't going to want to hear that, but I could build you one out of a catalog right here.
Right.
This is really cool because it's a Fox, and I mean, there's a lot going on here. Like,
Okay.
I'm seeing jewelry, I'm seeing my squirrel brain's going crazy.
There's a lot of subtleties here that a lot of people won't pick up until we call it to your attention. So,
Including this massive brake.
okay, so Willwood brakes, that's probably one of the few things we didn't make. But you'll see here, this car is called a McPherson strut front end. It uses a strut. We eliminated the struts. There is no longer a strut tower.
there's no strut
it's
tower.
now a true conventional. It's now a true conventional coilover system.
Wow.
So now we have a coil. We pick up a lot more clearance in the engine compartment. It's actually no more clearance down here in terms of wheel and tire setup. The coilover does take up equally much space.
Oh, nice.
But the ride quality will be superior.
Of course.
And the handling will be second to none.
That was one thing about these cars I never loved was the strut towers.
Yeah.
Splash aprons and strut towers.
This car is going to be the best of all worlds. It will be street tame, but this is not a race car.
Street tame.
When you look at this car, you're going to say, like,
How?
this can't
Where?
possibly be a street car. But I don't envision this car going on the racetrack. However, if somebody were to get me to go to the racetrack,
You don't have to twist his arm too hard.
it has to be able to win. So that's kind of the mentality
Got
here.
you. And I'm looking at this crazy spindle.
So the spindle, we designed the spindle in-house. It's our billet spindle.
Okay.
It's our lower control arm, our double adjustable upper arm.
Wow.
So the whole front suspension is all built in-house.
And that's specific to this project and not the customer?
No, that is actually something that we've now figured out how to put it into production. So the billet spindles will be for sale. They're not yet ready because I want to do a little bit of street testing.
You want to use your product first.
The lower A arm and the upper arm are already available. We already shipped those out. We give
Okay.
you a complete cup and we give you all the parts that will allow you to bolt it to a factory car.
Nice. So
So-
are those shipping loaded as well with
They're already
bushings,
ready
everything?
to go. Correct. Every bushing, everything you go.
Nice. You don't have to press in your own bushings.
No, you just pick what shock you want.
Got you.
But you do have to go. It's called an LS. It's a long arm, short arm.
Okay.
So when you make a long arm, short arm suspension, which is effectively a coilover,
Yeah.
you pick the coil that you want. So if you tell me you want it to be a race car, we give you a little bit stiffer spring. If it's a street,
course.
if you want it streetable,
Of course.
we soften that up. We can change the adjustings on the valving.
That's a great product, a great intuition. Like this is beautiful.
Right,
Absolutely beautiful.
That was always so we could lower the car. So instead of doing it all with the spring,
Yep.
we were able to move the spindle up, which is called a drop spindle.
Yeah,
we
of
were able
course.
to drop the car an inch.
Yeah, with the
we-
drop spindle,
so
which
we
is
get
going
an
to be
inch
available
out-
soon.
We get an inch out of the drop spindle, and then we get another inch and a half out of the coilover.
And then, of course, with the coilover, you can adjust the ride.
Right height and the right quality.
Exactly. Very
So
cool.
that's kind of what you see there. It has a gigantic Willwood brake on it,
Yeah,
which is
huge.
just,
It's taking up the whole wheel well.
it's just not on right now, but I think we have them on the rear. We'll get to there.
Okay.
In front of the front engine, I just kind of put it back on right now. If we were to take this off, we might be able to B-roll another picture in there
Yeah,
pretty
we'll
quick.
definitely include something there.
What effectively you're looking at here is we call it a canted radiator. The radiator is laid flat.
Ah.
So now as the air comes through the front of the nose, it will be forced through here. It will come up through the radiator. It'll exit this yellow section, which is going to be a carbon fiber vent, and then it'll go over the top of the car. As it goes over the top of the car, it will create downforce and go over the car. So
You've really thought all of this out.
from the factory, this is a plastic.
Yes, it
we,
is.
We mimicked all that in steel, all made in-house. Everything you see here is in-house.
My first
Even
car
the
was an
louvered
89
hood.
Fox body, and I remember those clear as day.
So that's the only thing I'm not putting back in the car is I'm not going to run windshield wipers. I don't envision driving this
I don't
car.
really think you're going to be driving
the
in the
rain.
rain.
And either way, you know, the new films you can put on the glass.
Yeah,
You won't need the wipers.
no,
anyway.
for sure, no.
Also, you notice the body is pretty much stock appearing.
Yes,
I
it
didn't
is.
I didn't want to do a cowl hood. It is vented here, and
Yeah,
again,
so it's functional.
you'll have the carbon fiber here.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted the body lines on the outside of the car to be subtle, and then that's where it ends.
And I mean, it's beautiful.
So
now
now
let's talk about this color too.
All right, so this is Granatelli. It's called Granatelli Red.
Okay.
It's a PPG color.
Oh, okay, so it's
if-
actually
If you call them up and you say I need Granatelli Red, this is what they deliver.
there's a code for you.
There is a code. I don't know the code off the top of my head.
Okay.
But I can tell you there's a code, and that goes back to 1969 when Mario won the Indy 500. This was the color of the car. And because, you know, everybody's superstitious, from that day forward, we never changed the color of the car.
Fair enough.
This is the same color that you would find on every Richard Petty stock car. When STP made a lifetime deal with Richard Petty, we said, you have to run this color. And he said, no, my cars are blue. And after years, or I should say after hours of arguing, Richard Petty's car is red and blue. So we had a fair compromise. The car is half red, half blue.
I mean, it's America.
Exactly. All we need is a white stripe.
Exactly. And then we've got to talk about these inners.
All the sheet metal, everything is bent and broken in-house. Let me come around here real quick. This will kind of give you an idea, tie this in a little bit more. So this is going to go here, but it actually shows you kind of the idea of how everything is going to go. So it's going to fit in there better.
Yeah, of course.
But essentially,
it's an absolute piece of art.
Everything we do is this whole car is this way.
So down to the pans and the firewall.
The firewall is, we built a firewall from scratch. We conventionally, this has a hinge. The hinge comes out of the firewall. We've gone to a traditional strut now hinge, so now you don't need a latch anymore to hold it up.
So how do we order those CVF hinges?
So that's the only thing on this car that I didn't make, and this is actually off of
what's the application on that?
67 Mustang.
Cool.
That's the only thing on the vehicle that we didn't make.
Very cool.
You do not need this. This thing is so stiff, but we wanted it.
Yeah, and it looks cool.
Right. So now you see effectively what you see here is you see our shock tower brace, even though it has no shock towers anymore. But it's an important part of the car.
Of course, it's part of the actual foundation of the build.
Right.
Once again, Will Woodmaster, you've got some really cool, you've got your own parts in here. Obviously, this whole car is built by you.
All right. So so a lot of guys are wondering what's the engine. They're looking at it, they're wondering what it is. So I could have done a Godzilla motor.
Okay.
I just thought it was a little bit heavy.
Oh,
I could have ran a Coyote engine. We actually built 4 Coyote engines for this vehicle, trying to get the right combination. We ultimately made about 830 horsepower naturally aspirated with the Coyote.
Yeah.
The problem was that it only made like 400 foot-pounds of torque.
Oh, that's it.
So that's what they make. They don't make, RPM is horsepower, but they don't, 4-cam engines don't make torque.
Right,
so, unless you put forced induction on them. Because my background is packs and superchargers, I could have certainly supercharged it.
Of course.
But I wanted something that was more symmetrical. So what you're looking at is a 800 horsepower naturally aspirated LS motor. So it is an LS engine. The purists will not be happy, but the majority of people will understand.
Honestly,
this is the best of all worlds.
I think it is the best of all worlds, and I know quite a few people right now that specialize in this body style.
Correct.
And then they're all getting LS3s.
We make the K member for this car, the cross member. We actually offer that, and that is a Fox body K member with LS motor mounts already built into it.
You guys hear that? They have all of that ready to go for you.
Yeah, and we also make the A-arms as well. So if you don't want to be as exotic, we do make an upper and lower A-arm with a traditional coilover that converts your stock strut over to a coilover.
Cool, very cool. You got all the products for these cars.
We try that. We do try.
Yeah, no, that's really awesome.
One of the things a lot of people are wondering, well, what intake is this? So we redesigned the intake in concert with Edelbrock. So it started life as a Edelbrock. They call it a cross ram.
Okay.
And then we changed the center section. We changed the ports. All this inside is totally different. And then now it's twin throttle body. Yeah. But you notice there's no throttle bodies. The throttle bodies
where are they?
They're hidden in the fenders. So we wanted to add. It's called plenum area. So these manifolds these logs were a little bit small. So now because there's nothing here, let's see if this comes out. I put it in already.
Okay.
All right. So I can take this one out.
Oh yeah, that one's loose.
So now you'll see it's all wide open. This whole tube becomes part of the intake manifold.
Oh wow.
So that's what's called increasing plenum.
And you fit these right into the inners
and they fit right into the throttle body on both sides. So these are what we call HD clamps. These are pretty cool. We make these in-house as well.
Yeah, those are cool.
And what that is, you don't have to use traditional clamp, and which we also sell some really cool clamps.
Yes, I saw your hose clamps. Those are cool.
This eliminates using any kind of hose. So it's O-ringed on both sides, and all you do is slide this sleeve over, and then this captures on both sides.
And then it would seal evenly.
It seals evenly. Yeah, I can't do it.
There you go.
Then you just put your little security pin in, and away you go. That's it.
Look at that.
So you'll see this one's in. This one's already bolted in, and you'll see it has all this flexibility.
Yep.
But it's totally sealed.
Yeah, which is great.
Because it's got double O-rings.
And the car's going to move around.
Yep.
Come see this on the inner fender.
So in the inner fender, you'll see we mounted the throttle bodies actually in the fender. And then the next step up will be, in anticipation of people coming by, we moved some of the parts. So there'll be from here, you'll see the fog light area will have a hollow fog light, kind of akin to like a Hellcat.
Got you.
The center of it will be wide open.
More air induction.
The air gets forced air. Wait, it gets better. The air forces into here. It goes in under the radiator on both sides. When you decelerate, the valves flap open, and now that air is directed to the brakes. So under hard acceleration, the air is rammed into the radiator. Under deceleration, the flaps open, and now those are actually pushing air to the brakes.
You've really thought this all through.
Well, we want it to be cool.
Yeah, well, it's functional and cool.
Thank you.
I'll let you put that on there if
Yeah,
you want to show the throttle body. It looks really cool.
Yeah. Get this out of your way.
Look at that. More hard lines. I just
Right.
keep seeing all these hard lines.
Yeah, speaking of hard lines, nothing on this car is soft line. So the radiator, the heat exchangers, everything is all hard line. Everything is hard line. The whole car. This is essentially the same kind of quality we put in our Indy cars. We put it into this car. Heat exchanger. This is the oil cooler, and even that has its own effect, his own ram air section.
Smart.
So everything on this car has been totally thought out, engineered. Even the brackets are windowed. Like it's built for weight, and it's built for strength.
And functionality.
Yeah. So that's kind of pretty. But let's get a little deeper over here.
Yeah,
Let me show you
I
what
mean,
we did on the inside.
It's not just kind of pretty. It's an art piece.
So if you come around the door here, you'll see what we've done here is we cut out the floor pan.
Oh my gosh.
And then we made a complete new floor pan in the interior, and you can see again using our bead roller technology. And we didn't invent the bead roller; we just made it look pretty, effective.
Jewelry.
What you see, right? So this is using. I did not want a manual transmission. I don't understand why people want to take the stairs when they can use the elevator.
Yeah, fair.
So I have it's a 4L80E transmission.
Yeah.
So we're back to a 4-speed transmission with a torque converter lockup. So it's like a cheating 5-speed.
Yeah.
This car will go down the road at 1,800 RPM at 75 miles an hour.
Oh man.
I wanted the roll cage to be hidden. So if the doors were closed, and you walk up to a window, you don't see the roll cage. From your angle, yeah, it's beautiful. You see a complete,
Yeah, of
I call
course.
it jungle gym. But I didn't want a bar. Traditional bar goes from the hoop straight down.
Yeah.
And so you would see the tube in the middle of the glass. I didn't want that. So we built all this cage around here,
Around the actual form
which gives
of
you
the vehicle.
insane amount of structural integrity.
Yeah.
But in
for
doing
a street car.
right.
Remember that, guys. It's a
Again,
street car.
It's a street car. And
know?
so we're pretty excited about that.
And not that you'll ever use the back seat in a Mustang, but
Right,
I
so-
think you found some functionality there too.
Right. So what we did in the back here is this is going to have a plate that goes across it that will look identical to all the same.
Okay.
And this is going to be kind of like my little area for my briefcase or for your jacket.
Yeah.
But from these boxes over, these boxes are actually hiding the
muffler.
exhaust system. Right.
Right,
So this is
right.
all oval
Show me.
tube, and I can show you that in a minute. I just got to get a Clico device to pull out these clips. Takes a couple seconds, and you'll see the exhaust. It looks as good. This car will look as good upside down as it does right side
Which
up.
is awesome.
Right. Even the package tray in the back here is
Look at these
well
welds.
thought out.
Look at these welds.
We're excited.
And your exhaust is porting out right there.
So that's kind of the reason why I put the exhaust up high. So what happens is the exhaust will sit low right here. It runs through the body, which we're going to show you in a minute. Well, actually, this one's not
Oh,
in.
look at you. Yeah, that's loose. Perfect.
So this panel here,
Oh, and it's oval.
everything is like that. So we're doing all oval tube exhaust.
Oh.
So now the
Incredible.
exhaust will run under, which I'm going to get to that, but it comes through the body and then it exits out. So instead of having the exhaust kind of go up at a 45-degree angle, we wanted to keep the flow, so we actually bring it into the back of the car. This is all going to be double insulated with Inconel panels, and then it'll be sealed.
Wow. Okay.
And that's all going to be courtesy of DEI heat exchangers, and
So once again, that'll stay cool.
it'll stay cool, but you won't have exhaust in the car.
Yeah. Which
So
is
it does two
obvious.
things. It'll be double functioned.
And then this exhaust, while we're looking at it, because it's incredible, it's beautiful. Where would you get a stainless exhaust like that?
Well, what do you know? Granatelli Motorsports makes a complete line of 3-inch oval tube exhausts in 45s, 90s, straights. We make transitions so you can go from round to oval, 2.5 to 3, 3 to 3. And then one of our big sellers that we have here is Granatelli manufactures exhaust cutouts.
Really?
So that we had to integrate an exhaust cutout into this, which again I
thought you were all spark.
Nope. We're a little bit of everything, but I have to get a tool to remove that.
You're fine. Yeah. All right. Might even have some B-roll somewhere.
We will. We'll find it.
Oh, and you got the wheel fitting machine on here.
So right now what we're doing here is courtesy of Speedway. Speedway's a big customer of ours, but they saw what we were doing, so they sent over one of their wheel fitment tools.
It's a great tool to have.
Yeah, it's a great tool. It lets you set it. And what you're seeing here right now, this car is, even though it's off the ground, it's effectively sitting fictitiously at ride height.
Right.
So that's where the tire will sit. It was important to us that we didn't have a lot of gap underneath the fender.
Yeah, of course.
So what you're seeing if you can imagine in your mind's eye, this is exactly what the tire will look like when this car is literally on the ground.
Well, it's just great. That's a great stance.
So right now the car is, we'll call it chin level. Okay. But when this car is on the ground, it's going to basically come up to right here.
Yeah,
it should be.
That's low for a Fox.
We haven't proven it, but this car should be, the roof line should be 38 inches off the ground.
Okay.
Which is akin to like a GT40. This car will be essentially the same ride height as like a Ford GT.
Wow.
So it should be pretty radical.
Yeah,
We're not,
for sure.
and I didn't want to take anything out of the hood line. So I'm kind of famous for building these insane chop tops, but I wanted this exterior, like I said before, I wanted it to look
original.
Kind of OE.
And then is that speaker cutouts?
Yes.
What are we doing with speakers in this car?
Well, it's a race car, but a street car, I told you. So even this is called a package tray.
Yeah.
Even the package tray is all sheet metal, and it's got the same, we follow that same bead roll into the body. So this will sync to 6x9 speakers, and then there'll be 6x9s in the
door pockets or in the dash?
In front of the door pocket,
Okay.
and then over here they'll just in the doors itself. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to keep that speaker, but if I do, it would just be like a 4-inch like mid bass.
Right, of course.
Again, I'm not really going overkill on the stereo.
I don't know how you're going to hear the stereo over this.
Oh, you're going to hear the stereo because the beauty of a Granatelli exhaust cutout is you go from mild to wild.
Mild to wild.
All this horsepower will actually be funneled through a single 3-inch exhaust pipe through the muffler. Then when you hit the button, it opens up this side, so this exhaust will be uncorked.
Got you. And then
so you'll have the best of both worlds.
Very cool. You've really thought this through. Once again, a trunk pan B-rolled.
Right.
Amazing.
So now what you see here is in the back.
Center fill?
So it is. We have the ability to make a center fill, but I'll show you what I didn't want.
Yeah, you still got a gas door there.
Correct.
Okay.
I didn't want you to have to open the. This is all going to be leather and sexy.
Of course.
I didn't want you to have to open the trunk and drag a hose across here. But what I did need is I needed to run an inspection plate. So this allows you to go in there where the fuel tank is in, and you'll be able to access the top of the fuel pump.
Oh wow, we already know we don't want to drop tanks.
Correct.
Swap fuel pump.
You do not have to do that. And then we'll use
serviceable.
And then we'll use a conventional fuel over here. So you'll have the best of both worlds. But this is strictly for. It's really kind of for setup, to be honest.
Yeah, of course.
Once it's dialed in.
But it's serviceable. You know, if something was to go wrong and you had to service it.
Once it's dialed in, you should never have to open these
Okay.
quick disconnects again.
All right.
Should never have to open
keyword,
them again. Right, and this will all be super sexy. Something I want to call to your attention, which I'm excited about,
torsion rods?
is you'll see right here that we did a body drop on, and this is actually built in so the rear end, when the rear end goes up and down, that it can come into the body.
Look at that. That is incredible.
Yeah.
And that's been all fabricated in.
Yeah, it's all part of the belly now.
Man.
The whole bottom of this car will have a complete belly plan. So it'll be a 5-piece belly pan. The middle is 3 sections. From the differential back is all one flat panel, and the front is all another flat panel.
He says street car, but it's starting to sound a lot like a show car. That's what I'm hearing.
There's no reason why you can't have a show quality street car.
I agree.
So,
I mean, but this is next level. Look.
I wanted to build a car that would essentially kind of be an homage to our IndyCar facility and what we used to do. I think, I really believe, sounds like a commercial, but I think there's only one way to do things, and that's just everything you'll see through our company is that way, whether it be a simple ignition coil or something as sophisticated as a complete car. The quality always has to be the same. This is, for lack of a better description, this is a no-budget build.
Okay, yeah.
The Willys is, yeah, it's a
more
good,
realistic.
right, but again, the quality of that build and this build, will be the same.
Yeah, you can see it through the hard lines. You can see it through the frame. It's all there.
The difference is that that car will have this car will have an insane fuel bladder, right? So the
Gotcha.
fuel cell has a bladder inside of it. Again, street car.
Yeah.
But in order to have that adds tremendous cost.
Of course.
The fuel lines will be the same. The quality is just the quality we do.
No, quality for sure.
The wheels on that car are, 2,000. The wheels on this car are 20,000, right?
Yeah.
So it's
Big difference.
Correct.
And then what's going on with these bumpers?
I've in my old Mustang days, there was a company called Cervini.
Yeah.
Cervini came along and they said, "Hey, we want to get involved with your project." So they supplied us with urethane. But what you see here is the mold. We actually made this entire bumper out of metal. So this has it's all sheet metal now. It's brake. So
That's insane.
So it looks like a urethane bumper, but it's not. It's metal. The only urethane on this car will be the side pieces.
Right.
And that's because if you hit something, if you God forbid you hit a curb or you high center the car, the urethane acts as a shock absorber.
That makes sense.
So,
that makes perfect sense. But so you've designed these, and then obviously with all the induction on the front.
That's all unique to us.
Exactly. It's all unique to you. That's really cool.
Right.
And then quickly, this battery holder?
So,
why does that look different to me?
Well, that's Optima Batteries has been. I'm a brand ambassador for Optima as well. They've supported us for a long time, but nobody really made a cool battery tray. So again, we came up with this, and it's now NHRA legal.
Really?
And what's cool about this is that it's the only tray out there that actually captures or mimics the shape of the Optima battery.
Yeah, because it's such a unique shape.
And it also keeps everything down. So when you look at the battery, we call it naked. It looks like it's just sitting there floating, but it's fully captured all the way around. And then the bolts will go down through into the body.
And this is something else you offer here.
We sell these every day. It's NHRA legal. We make another one that allows you to take two batteries and lay them flat. And in doing so, now you can run double the capacity.
Which with a gel battery, we get that option.
Yeah, and that's cool about that.
Very cool. I did not know you had all these products.
Yeah. So
well, this is quite the project.
It is. Thank you.
It's very, very, it's a piece of art once again. Every time I look at it, I'm seeing something else, a different bead, a different bend. It's, yeah.
I appreciate that. We take a lot of pride in this, and this is kind of the next natural progression for us. I always wanted this car. When this car came out, I was 17 and couldn't afford to build the kind of car I wanted. I had the typical Flowmasters.
Yep.
Got the packs in for free because my dad owned the company back then. But he got a set of centerline wheels.
And
if you
good old Scorpions looked real nice on this.
Exactly. So, in the day, these cars, if you wanted to give a little bit of streetability, you could still run like mid to low 10s. After that, it got a little more aggressive. This car here with 800 horsepower, it should probably run 9.7 seconds at 140, and it'll idle perfectly stock. That just shows the technology over the last 30 years.
No, that's a huge amount of difference.
Yeah.
What is your timeline on this? I know you said you had about 3 years into the creation of it. When are we looking at completion?
This car will be at SEMA Battle of the Builders this year.
2026?
So,
we're going to see this out?
It has to be. It's not negotiable.
I mean,
and it will be ready. It leaves here in 3 weeks to go to Ron Mangus for a complete interior.
Beautiful. So it's not just getting a nice interior, it's getting a sexy interior, like you said. Because I saw some Ron Mangus interiors this past weekend at Grand Nationals, and I was literally lost in them.
Ron has taken a liking to this vehicle, so I wanted to kind of leather and suede wrap what was factory and kind of make it a little more retro.
Yep.
Ron is like, absolutely not. We're going, to the wall with this thing. So he's going to build us a very unique center console.
Is he wrapping the cage too?
The cage will be fully wrapped leather and suede. And in doing so, he wants it to be off the chart. I want it to be a homage to the factory.
Yep.
So we're coming up with something in the middle. Kind of like if you were to modernize a Fox body. The seats will be off the chart.
Yep.
And
of course,
it's just gonna
everything
be
I saw with him was insane stitch,
it's
insane bolstering,
Yeah.
great finish. And then the Alcantara inserts with the texture breakups. Maybe you can compromise on some materials.
I doubt it. But, it is what it is. And then, of course, the car will be painted at our body shop. So what Ron's doing is Ron's going to build some inner panels, so a couple things that we can't do. And then once he's done with the inner panel, then it goes to us. We have to believe it or not, we have to cut the entire back of the cage out so that we can paint the inside of that. And then Ron has to do all the interior. The interior panels have to go back in. Then the cage has to be welded back in from the rear hoop back.
And then you can wrap it.
Then they can wrap it, and then we can. But the reason why is because you can't get the leather panels in between the cage and the glass.
Right.
If I did make it so the cage would fit, the cage would have had to have been about 12 inches narrow on both sides.
Got
So it would have looked like a baby seat in the back. You know, and I didn't want that.
Fair enough. You don't want that.
So it's just a lot of things. A lot of times people don't realize.
A lot of thinking everything through,
right,
because
right.
a lot of times when you're building a car, you like to do things twice. Well, if you have a vision and you're able to think things through, then you end up doing them once.
Hey, you know, off the record, this is the reason why it took us 3 years, right? We've learned as you go.
Of course.
I've built so many of these cars, I thought I had it all figured out, and every car comes up with a unique challenge.
Do we ever have it all figured out?
No. No. But I think that if anybody wants to buy one of these things, I can do it in a year.
Yeah, a normal one.
Well,
this one,
you never know.
Redone
I could
in a year?
rebuild this whole car in probably 18 months, start to finish, now that we know.
Right, yeah.
You know, because we already have the mold for this. We already have the jigs.
Yes, of course.
I say mold, but we have the jig and the fixture.
Right.
So God forbid I were to crash this car, I can duplicate this off the car and then just put it back in.
Re.
Right? So that kind of shows you this car.
This is super cool. I'm excited to see this at SEMA.
We're excited about it.
Very excited to see this. This is going to be a really cool project.
We do have one more. I will show you last year's SEMA project.
Oh, there was a last year's SEMA build.
Just to give you an idea of what my son was racing off-road.
Oh, was he?
So we decided to build a chase truck, and this ended up winning Battle of the Builders.
This looks like it belongs in the sand.
It does belong in the sand, but I just don't want to get it dirty. So
yeah, I don't blame you.
This has turned into what we call a mall crawler.
Okay.
Which is the best of both worlds. It will, again, just like this car, will never be raced.
So it makes it from Gucci to Louis Vuitton, and
correct.
That's it? Okay.
You got it.
All right.
All suede interior, all leather wrapped roll cage.
So what is it? Because I know it's not what we're looking at.
So it started life as, well, this started actually as an F100 Ford.
What?
And then as we started building it and building it and building it, we needed to find a different donor body.
Yeah.
So it turned into a Chevy.
But the chassis is an F-150?
Well, the chassis is a Granatelli. There's no Ford or Chevy.
We don't leave anything stock around here.
No. Okay. This chassis is complete. We built from scratch. Nothing on it is left. The only thing on this whole car that's GM would be the cab, the doors, and just the roof. Yeah. And the mirrors and the door handle.
Yeah, and the accessories like the headlight.
The
and the
entire
grill.
front end consists of a 2019 Tahoe front end.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like a Tahoe.
Right. The conventional Chevy was too square.
Yep.
And I wanted something to be akin to more like, I really love the Raptor, how it had the bulging fender. So we designed, I didn't do all this by myself, believe it or not. We designed a front end that would be kind of respectful to late model Raptor, but in a Chevy version.
Very cool. That was a great concept. And I bet you this thing rips.
Everything else we had to build. And again, in typical Granatelli fashion, it's all steel. So no fiberglass. It's the entire body is all steel.
So you're saying those fenders are steel?
Steel fenders.
Oh my goodness. No hours into those.
Again, this was a 3-year project. That seems to be what it takes us to build these things.
Like even up into that seam, like.
We take a lot of pride in, again, representative of our body shop, like the door seams, everything on this car is perfect.
Because that's not a graphic by the looks of it, it's actually paint.
No, it's all paint. It goes from a gloss red to a pearl white to a matte metallic blue.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
So that was important to us.
Yeah.
Another really cool thing about this is we've had the hood and the fenders off, I don't know, umpteen times for various car shows.
Right.
But you'll see when we put them back on, they just drop right back on, and the seams are perfect every time.
Yeah.
So you can take this car apart. Right. Take it apart, put it back together, and it always looks the same. A lot of times when you take a fender off, you can never get it back on.
No, usually you're shimming and shimming and shimming.
No, there's absolutely no shims on this body.
Wow, that's incredible.
And I think the secret to that, honestly, is the frame. Because the frame is so stiff and rigid, you can always hard mount back to the same spot. There is no flex.
Got you.
Same thing with the Mustang. The conventional Mustang is called a unibody, which means the body moves around. Well, what most people do is they run a subframe connector, which means you connect the back of the unibody to the front.
Yep.
This is a full chassis now.
Yeah, exactly.
So
that's how I like my cars. Full frame.
Full frame.
I've never been a subframe kind of girl.
By far superior.
Yes.
And essentially, that's pretty much the shop tour.
This is a great.
I can show you a little bit of the inventory, just to give you an idea. We have 7 rows of inventory here. This is what we call finished goods.
Okay.
And it's basically A, B, C, D. So what you see in the front row is our #1 movers. The second row would be our our
wires.
So ignition wire is a big part of our business. So Granatelli Central Series ignition wires. Not to get into a long dissertation, but our wires are very unique.
Yeah.
They're solid core stainless wire. A lot of guys will say, hey, that gives you EMI or RFI, which stands for electromagnetic interference or radio frequency interference. We have 2 patents on what we call the magic donut, which is we have 2 patents, what we call the magic donut, and they're noise suppressors. So that goes on the ignition wire, and it allows you to then suppress any radio frequency that would normally come out. Back in the 80s, when you put a stereo in your car and you'd accelerate, you'd hear, you don't have that.
Yeah, you don't
Zero.
you don't get that extra little tone
And it's
in the
important.
background.
It's important because it's solid stainless wire. But today, all the engines are fuel injected, so stainless emits radio frequency interference.
Of course.
We got the best of both worlds.
Yeah, you're able to collaborate and put that together.
Yeah.
And now, like I said, I've known you for your spark. And now we got a little bit of everything, all the way from CNC to brackets and coils.
And another big part of our business is exhaust cutouts. So what we're going to be debuting, I shouldn't say debuting, but what we're also displaying on the Mustang is our oval cutout. Our big business for us is 2-inch, 2.5, 3-inch, 3.5, and 4-inch round exhaust oval
Traditional.
cutouts. Right,
Traditional. But now that I know that you have stainless steel tubing for the 3-inch oval, that's really cool that you'll have the cutout to match.
And the cutouts we make in mild steel and stainless steel.
Really?
So if you have just an entry-level vehicle, we have it in aluminized mild steel, all the way up to 304 stainless.
All the way into the performance, like you said. Very cool. Right on.
This is going out. This is leaving. This is today's shipment.
Ready to go.
Yep.
And then you got your tools and your shop and your another hoist.
Right.
Wow. And this is just building 1.
This is building 1.
Well, thank you very much for taking the time today to show us everything. That S-Fox build is going to be absolutely amazing, incredible. I'll definitely be seeing that on the SEMA floor. If you guys liked what you saw today and you want to get any information, make sure you hit up Jojo, because I know he answers the phones and he's a wealth of knowledge just like you. And of course, let us know in the comments below what you liked about this episode, what you want to see more of. Hit that like button, smash subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you, JR.
Thank you so much.
I really appreciate you. It was great.